council's going to move down to the liquor store. And we're gonna get into.
If you want the liquor store, that was your last thing though. Okay.
And why didn't you want the liquor store?
It just did not work out.
Safety for the kids.
And we end up with this space here. And that will be it. That's our concern. And that's it. We won't be able to go any further, we won't be able to proceed. The council will say, this is it, be happy with it. That's our concern. Now, what we can do with this space, we have to have our architect look at that first. We'll look at this space first.
I would suggest that you dream in this space and then tell the architect what you want.
Oh, we
Instead of letting the architects dream for you,
No, we had a dream.
because they're gonna be glad to spend our money.
We had a dream
I understand,
back
I
in
understand,
2002
I
when we
understand,
this building.
I understand, I understand. But if this space,
That's all you're gonna give us.
used creatively,
Okay.
could be better than what it looks like right now. Right? If you don't do anything to it, you're gonna have this space.
Right.
But you can do things to this space without it, you know, without blowing out walls, without raising the roof. And you can get creative. And then it might not be as bad as what you think. If you know, replacing the stacks with more modern. I understand some of the libraries have completely filled the walls with books and have put the moving ladders up there again, like the old ones. You know,
Okay.
I'm not. All I'm saying is that might be unique. You might never have to go up that ladder if you put the right books up on top. But if you need to, you can. All I'm saying is let's think about some creative use here. Some different colors, some different window treatments. You know, if your home doesn't fit your needs, you change it.
Square foot still. A square foot is a square foot.
Yes.
Usage.
We ran a scenario today where it was 800,000 to the library. So again, you know, this discussion that we're not.
Yeah, I understand you're gonna. 800,000 in a 1920s building?
You're arguing with the wrong guy. I'm all about, you know, this is the direction that we've been given. So how do we make the best of what the resources that we have at our disposal? And
Okay.
and my point is don't want you to come back with a $2 million 2005 plan to extend this out, because the council's not gonna give you that kind of money.
Well,
So what I was asking the council to do is tell you folks up front what they feel comfortable allocating, because that's their job. It's not to tell you how to spend it, these are the resources that we're gonna give you. And then let you do your job. As opposed to this other way that we've been doing it.
And to finally focus it so that you guys knew what facilities and how many dollars. And how you design it, it's up to you. That's what we were told. Building and dollars. What you do with it is up to you.
But back.
And we're not trying to be, you know, I fully understand that this has been an ongoing battle for 15 years, an ongoing struggle for the library board. Nobody is doubting the work that you put in and the vision that you've had and the hopes for the future. If we add $2 million to that scenario today, we're in trouble as a town. You know, there's been thousands of dollars spent on architects and changes and plans, so we were just trying to focus it back to one spot. That's it. We weren't trying to step on your toes. So if we did, I apologize from myself and the rest of the council.
So in this scenario that we're talking about, is you're gonna come up with a number for us to look at, or to shoot for, or to, okay, so we can get different scenarios, and then,
And if you come back with more, if we had this much more, we could do this much more with it. It's just, the council may say, we can't go to that extent right now, let's plan that for a future. Just like if option one, you know, the next option is to push this wall out, what is that gonna cost? What does that get you? And then we have to see if we can find the resources.
our main concern is that whatever we do to this building is that we'll be stuck here again for the next 100 years. So we have to do it right, just like you wanna do the liquor store.
Yes.
To the council, right.
Yes.
And that's what our main concern was, that we weren't going to be allowed to do it right. So, I can go back to the board and we'll get our architect involved, I guess, and we'll have to go from there. And I appreciate your comment, Mark.
I think that's why it's so important that council sets the parameters. What are the resources that they're going to give you to do, to work with? Not, you come to us and then, well, we don't like this, we don't like that. Now we're down in the weeds again. What are the resources we'll give you, you know, once over the world and let you work on it?
But every time you go back to the architect, it's gonna cost you. Right, I mean, every time,
Yeah, every time you tweak a plan,
yeah.
yeah, every time it's cost you.
Which is why, again, I'm asking for clarity from the council as to what it is that you're gonna authorize your library board to work with, so that they're not tracking in a direction that you're gonna tell them no. Then we're gonna be back throwing stuff at each other again. So much angst over a project that ought to be really
Should be
bringing
happy.
this town together and providing something for, you know, that everyone can use, whether they wanna use it or not. It's here.
The problem is, Steve, that 80%, I would be willing to bet,
Yep.
80% of this community does not want any more money spent on a library.
There is that.
There is no public support for it. And
Where do you get your numbers for?
I know.
on the street,
I don't know.
Are you just pulling them out of your,
on the street,
on the street? Okay.
listen,
Well, look, Jim, if you wanna just talk strictly numbers, you've had two different fundraisers. You spent 60,000 one and 40 with another, and you raised $200,000. You spent 100 to raise two.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but that doesn't show me a gigantic support to build a new library. And thus, we're getting to the point where we compromise. And we've got to compromise. We have to.
Okay.
Heather, how about you
Can
go
I
ahead?
just wanna ask one question. If, according to Vern, the people don't want a new library, do they want up to $200,000 spent for a city hall?
no, they really don't.
So if the library is choosing not to move on, why wouldn't city hall just stay here and we wouldn't spend any money, which would be the most cost effective?